Okay, we start out with Benjamin St-Juste, or Juste. I'm not sure how they say it. I think it's Benjamin St-Juste, but yeah, the corner for the Commanders. Definitely overlooked. Not a lot of people really pay attention to him because it's the Commanders, but he has been solid. He's been a solid corner for him. Not afraid to go and tackle. Not afraid to go and make a play. And pretty good cover corner. So I mean, overall, it's what you want. It's what you need, especially with the defense that's trying to rebuild into something. Obviously, help them getting guys like Jeremy Chin, Bobby Wagner, Frankie Luvu this offseason. So, but having a good corner on your side is always a good start, and that's what they have. St. Juste really has made himself into a great corner. So obviously improvements are need to be made. He's still young, still can do a lot better things, but right now, I mean, he deserves to be recognized. You're looking at St. Jude's 26 years old, 3 years in the league. He's got 1 year, $3.11 million left on his rookie deal. 16 games that he plays, 67 tackles, one sack, two forced fumbles, one interception, 17 pass deflections, and five stuffs. Just overall a good season. Yeah, I look forward to seeing more of him. I have AJ Terrell. Last year he was honorable mention as well. He's coming in here again as honorable mention. It's a guy that needs to be recognized. Definitely can, and I think will get better with time. There's a lot of corners in this league, so it's kind of hard to justify who's what, who's where. I don't think he's ready to be a top 10 guy right now, but I mean, overall, it's a solid foundation for Atlanta to have him here. You know, definitely um, has been. No, he's been showing some talent. Definitely not a guy that really gets many picks. He's more of a guy that's gonna make sure that the receiver is shut down. So he has the ability of being one of the premier shutdown corners in the league. But like I said, with time, he will develop into a better player. As of right now, AJ Terrell, 25 years old, 4 years in the league, 1 year, $12.3 million contract, 70 games played, 45 tackles, 11 pass deflections, and three stuffs. So overall, is able to make plays. Definitely not afraid to make tackles. Um, but maybe his ball hawk skills can get better. And yeah, I mean, definitely a good upside for this guy and for the organization as a whole. Honorable mention, Jaylen Johnson last year, not even ranked for me. Yeah, I mean, what can I say about Jaylen Johnson? He is huge portion of a Bears defense that's going to be uh, dynamic this year. Obviously, their offense has more attention. They have more stars, a lot more potential. Jaylen Johnson, though, is going to be ready to go to ball out again. I do believe not having him on the top 100, that definitely bothered him. Um, there's a lot of corners, so I can't just label him number 10. I do want to see more of him this next year. I feel like if he balls out again, I definitely could see myself getting him in a top 10 position for sure. But yeah, I mean, he has motivation. People see him as, they don't see him, unrecognizable, and he wants to be recognized. He plays with heart, plays with the passion to prove something. And I mean, like I said, he's a good football player. You're looking at Jaylon Johnson, 25 years old, 4 years in the league, signed a 4 year, $76 million deal to stay in Chicago there. 14 games that he played, 36 tackles, one forced fumble, four interceptions, one of them went for a touchdown. He also had 10 pass deflections and half a stuff. He did make himself a Pro Bowl. He also made a second team All Pro. So, yeah, this guy is phenomenal. He is a ball hawk. Definitely a guy that you need to pay attention to if you're on the opposite side of the team or opposite side of the field there. Yeah, it's just he balled out. He did it what he had to do. I just do want to see more of what he can do this year, so I can kind of prove it. Kind of prove it here. Another one. Um, but yeah, I mean, who's to say he's not going to be a top 10 guy? He definitely has the potential to be that guy. So, Next up, we have Byron Murphy Jr. Last year, not even ranked. This year, definitely, deserving of what he had to do, and the style of play that he plays. In Minnesota, it's kind of a shame that he was not in Arizona for the remainder of his contract, but um, that's where he got dealt to. That's where he's at, and yeah, he's a playmaker. He really is. Definitely all the way from UW to now, still the same. Can cover, ball hawk, disruptor, great tackler. Definitely great tackler. So yeah, you're looking at Byron Murphy, 26 years old, 5 years in the league, 1 year, $8.8 million. 14 games that he played, 57 tackles, one forced fumble, three interceptions, 13 pass deflections, and 1.5 stuffs. Again, he's definitely a tackling corner. Definitely not afraid to do that. Definitely not afraid to lay out and get big hits. But yeah, I mean, super super great. Got Paulson Adebo last year, not ranked this year. Huge part and pretty impactful for the Saints defense. Saints definitely and have always been really good on defense. Guys that people might not know turn into stars, and people recognize that New Orleans can and will be pretty good, um, and will not really they won't really give up that many touchdowns, that many points, man. Like honestly, like this is a low key, really good defense in the league, and no one's really aware of that. But Paulson Adebo, man, really did ball out this year. Definitely good corner, man. Good cover corner. Um, Super young, so he still got time. He proved some stuff, 25 years old, 3 years in the league, 1 year, $3.36 million left in his rookie deal. 15 games he played, two forced fumbles, two fumble recoveries, four interceptions, 18 pass deflections, and three stuffs. He also had 61 tackles. So, yeah, overall, though, Adebo, great, uh, great year for him, and super impactful. And having young corners, amazing. Saints corner to the other good Saints corner. Alontae Taylor was Adebo's partner in crime, other side of the corner field. And yeah, I mean, come on. Had a good year. It's crazy to say that. I know Marshall Lattimore's been dealing with injuries, but having two corners that definitely can fill some shoes, especially if you get hurt, that's always great for not just for Lattimore, knowing that there's help, but knowing for the team that this defense can be for real. So Alontae Taylor, though, fantastic, fantastic year. Definitely another young guy that will get better with time, and I think that can be a very big benefit to this team. 25 years old, 2 years in the league, 2 years, $3.03 million on the deal. 17 games played, 75 tackles, one sack, one forced fumble, two interceptions, 14 pass deflections, and three stuffs. Definitely a guy you want, definitely a guy you need, and definitely deserving of being recognized in the league. Devon Witherspoon last year not ranked because he was in college. This year honorable mention, and he's going to be a top 10 guy for sure. Seattle, yeah, they got a guy in this one. This is a great pick for him. Definitely a guy that I felt like probably a lot of teams needed. Seattle came in clutch, did what they had to do. Know that they're based on their defense, running game. In the past it's always been based on their defense, though. Offense has always been kind of secondary with this franchise. So overall, though, they know what they want to do. They got a guy in here, and yeah, he's going to be a top 10 guy for a while. Definitely all pro potential, definitely Pro Bowl potential, absolutely. Never know. Could even get himself into a Defensive Player of the Year voting. So, Devin Witherspoon, man, 23 years old, 1 year in the league, 3 years, $10.92 million on his rookie deal. Played 14 games. He had 79 tackles, three sacks, one forced fumble, one interception, which went for the touchdown against the Giants, 16 pass deflections, and five stuffs. He was a Pro Bowler, and he was fourth in the Defensive Rookie of the Year voting. So, yeah, overall, they had some good rookies and defense-wise this year. But Devon Witherspoon, he's a steal, and Seattle got a guy in here to match with Reek, and yeah, they're gonna be good. They're gonna be good for a long time, man. We got Asante Samuel Jr. last year not ranked. Another young corner that uh, definitely can be high up there in the ranking. He could be a top 10 guy for sure. Definitely a playmaker, definitely a ball hawk. Um, pretty honestly not afraid to make the tackle, not afraid to make the play. He's just more of a I think he's more of like a pick artist, or has the potential of being the pick artist though, just like his dad was with the Patriots a while back. But Asante Samuel Jr., 24 years old, 3 years in the league, 1 year, $3.36 million on the deal, 17 games played, 63 tackles, 2 interceptions, 13 pass deflections, and 1.5 stuffs. Not a bad year. Like I said, can get better. Will get better. So, I think he's entertaining to watch. Very fast. So yeah, we'll see how he does. Next up, last ranked year, not ranked, but he's been one of the most consistent DBs for the Raiders. I think the Raiders have um, pretty bad secondary, but Nate Hobbs has been a consistent rejuvenation, some energy involved type player for that position there. Nate Hobbs definitely is a playmaker, definitely is a guy that's going to get it done. He's a guy that needs to get it done. He needs to get it done. His objective is get the ball back to the offense, figure out how to stop them. And I think he can do a lot of things very well, from covering to ball hawking skills to playmaking and hits, forced fumbles, all that. He's got a good grasp of what he's able to do and his talent and his athleticism. So Nate Hobbs, 25 years old, 3 years in the league, 1 year, $3.36 million left on his rookie deal. 13 games that he played, 86 tackles, 1 sack, 1 forced fumble, 1 interception, 7 pass deflections, and 4 stuffs. It's a good year for him. I could see him being a top 10 guy, but again, I would like to see more numbers, a little more interceptions there. Just continuously proven that he is belonging to be in the league, and he right now he has shown that he is the leader. I think of the Las Vegas Raiders defense, along with a couple other guys, but they definitely will lean on him towards um, key moments, key plays. Not gonna do him any justice, to be honest. Puka Nacua is just Puka Nacua and amazing. So you're gonna look at this video and be like, he sucks. I don't know why he's even on this list. Numbers, as well as other games that I've seen, he can ball out, will ball out. Is he a top 10 corner? No. Will he be? I don't think so, particularly, but he's still recognizable. He's still a guy. He's still a face that you need to know about him in the league, and he has the potential of getting better for sure. Again, it's just Puka Nacua is a monster. But you're looking at Kenny Moore the second though. 28 years old, 7 years in the league, 3 years, $30 million on the deal. 16 games that he played, 93 tackles, 1.5 sacks, 3 interceptions, 2 touchdowns with those interceptions, 6 pass deflections, and 5.5 steps. Again, he does everything so well. He has a little bit of everything. Um, I think he's an all-around really good corner. Um, but you know, he's productive. He's good for this Colts defense. I don't believe that he's going to be a top 10 by any means, but he's a good veteran corner. Definitely a guy you want on your team, and Indianapolis likes having him around. And he's pretty fun to watch. Just another guy that wasn't even ranked last year. He's a pretty big veteran. At the age of 31, Darius Williams signed a contract with the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams knew what they needed. They knew they needed corners. They looked at it from the standpoint of I need people. We obviously could see that the corners are lacking. Obviously, Jalen Ramsey's no longer there. Like we need people, and having a signee like Darius Williams can help with that because he has the ability of being a great cover corner. Definitely. A veteran presence has been here in the league, has done it. Definitely overlooked, overshadowed. But I mean, a guy that definitely wants to play football and plays it with all of his heart, man, all of his passion. So, Darius Williams, 31 years old, 6 years in the league, 3 years, $22.5 million that the Rams signed for him. He had 17 games played, 53 tackles, two forced fumbles, four interceptions, one for touchdown, 19 pass deflections, and half his stuff. Again, great cover corner. Can and will make tackles, and has the ability of having multiple interception seasons. So it's exactly what the Rams needed. They needed a boost. This is a good boost for him. And again, he's a veteran, so I do believe Darius Williams is better than people think, and I think he needs to be recognized for what he was able to do last year. Mike Hilton last year not ranked. This year honorable mention. Yeah, he hasn't had the most prestigious career for sure. But this past year he was pretty productive for the Bengals. Definitely a guy that may not be the most impactful defensive player on the team. But like I said, he did his part. He did his job as a corner, and that's all you really asked for, really. Mike Hilton, 30 years old, 7 years in the league, 1 year, $6.45 million in the contract. 17 games played, 84 tackles, two sacks, one fumble recovery, two interceptions, eight pass deflections, and seven stuffs. So, yeah, overall productive year. Definitely, like I said, not a huge, lucrative career, but still productive for his team, and that's what you need. So that's what he gave to his team, and did a little bit of everything. I mention Ahkello Witherspoon last year not ranked. Currently free agent. Currently a free agent. Did have a good year this year, so it's really who wants to pick him up. If anyone wants to pick him up, I still believe he has the talent and he's had some great plays shown this past year that has made him, I feel like, a commodity to add to a team. But again, maybe he's a late signing, very, very late signing. So, 29 years old, 5 years in the league, 17 games played, 52 tackles, two fumble recoveries, three interceptions, 14 pass deflections, one stuff. Against Detroit in the wild card, he had two tackles. Again, not nothing eye popping, but he had some pretty good numbers. Can cover, can do a lot of things. I think he gets beat a lot, but overall, he's still a good, I would say, a good nickelback corner. I do believe he's pretty good. So, if some team gives him a chance, that would be awesome for him. But we'll see. Honorable mention last year not ranked, or last year was an honorable mention. Excuse me. James Bradberry. James Bradberry's been doing this for a while. At one point, he was a top 10 member. Definitely believe that a little bit of some, maybe some age, maybe some injuries in there, productivity being a little down. That, yeah, I mean, he definitely declined a little bit, but um, it's still impactful, still going to be a pretty good, important piece to the Eagles' defense and exactly what they need. James Bradberry, um, obviously when you see it here, it's Tyreek Hill and Jaylen Waddle makes him look really terrible, but he really isn't. Pretty good cover corner, pretty good instincts on what he's doing. High IQ kind of football player. Definitely believe in James Bradberry's ability of playing that position, and he should still be recognized because he had a good year. 30 years old, 8 years in the league, 2 years, $26.85 million on the deal. 16 games played, 54 tackles, one fumble recovery, one interception, 13 pass deflections, one and a half stuffs. Against Tampa Bay, three tackles. So he can definitely provide more, but I think personally, I believe he does have an ability of being uh, better, and I do believe he can be better. Um, Still productive at his age, and I do believe that him and Slay, it's a nice tandem. Up is Trayvon Diggs. Last year he was number 9 on this list. So why did he fall? so low. It's basically the injuries. I need him to get back to being Trayvon Diggs of old. He's a playmaker. He's a hard hitter. Um, he is an interception pick artist for sure when he's healthy. Um, and yeah, I mean he's all over the field, man. He's really good for Dallas. And of course, when he was injured, another Dallas corner came out of nowhere and became a stud. So, Dallas has a good future with their DBs, definitely, specifically corners. But yeah, I mean Trayvon Diggs, yeah, very passionate when he plays the game. It's very nice to see a guy that um, is willing to do whatever it takes to win. But yeah, it's unfortunate of his injuries. I do hope that he can get back to full health. He's 26 years old, 4 years in the league, 5 years, $78 million on the deal. He had 2 games that he played, 4 tackles, 1 forced fumble, 1 interception, 3 pass deflections. Again, didn't get to play playoffs or nothing, but still, very vital piece. And with him coming back, I think they could definitely be better. One down, I did say that there was a corner that turned into a stud. That corner is Duron Bland. Last year not ranked. This year, um, you know, honorable mention, sneaky could be top 10 kind of corner. I need to see another year of this, and or at least not this particular season because this was historic, but particularly like another productive year of him balling out, and then I can really say, yeah, he's a top 10 corner in this league. Deron Bland though was phenomenal. Um, in every capacity of will of what he was able to do. Mainly recognized for um, his pick sixes, his interceptions. No one really wants to talk about it, but pretty good tackler. And again, um, pretty good at covering big receivers. So overall, yeah, you gotta know where he's at all times. He gives you that kind of Ed Reed kind of vibe where you think you can probably get past him. He's gonna get the ball. He's gonna find it. It's like a magnet for him. And for Dallas, with having him and Trayvon Diggs there, that's gonna be a really, really crucial part of the defense that can and I do believe will get them to a top 10 defense by the end of the year. So, and you're looking at Deron Bland, 25 years old, 4 years in the league. He's got 2 years, $2.08 million for a deal. 17 games played, 69 tackles, 9 interceptions, which led the league. 5 pick six touchdowns that led the league. 15 pass deflections and 2.5 stuffs. Against Green Bay, he had 5 tackles. He was a Pro Bowler. He was fifth in Defensive Player of the Year, and he was a first team All Pro. Just like I said, a phenomenal year. Trayvon Diggs going down, and he shined. So overall, a guy that you want on your team, and very, very. I'm gonna have my eyes on him this year. He's very entertaining to watch, and yeah, keep an eye on what he does, and don't jump to he needs 9 interceptions, but he needs to have another one of these kinds of years, and I will definitely be looking at him being a top 10 member. Okay, next up we have Derek Stingley Jr., who last year was not even ranked. He's a young corner, very young corner. Got drafted by the Texans. Definitely highly, highly touted corner from the LSU. And honestly, I mean, Derek Stingley did make a huge leap this year with the limited games that he did play. So, I mean, he's looking like he's going to come into his own. He's also looking like he could be deadly and be a top 10 corner in this league if he stays healthy throughout the season. So, but yeah, this is a really, really good football player and already a great Super Bowl contending team. You're looking at Derek Stingley, 23 years old, 2 years in the league, um, 2 years, $9.2 million on his rookie deal left. He played 11 games. He had 39 tackles, 5 interceptions, 13 pass deflections, and 1 stuff. Against Cleveland and Baltimore, he had 5 tackles and 1 pass deflection. Again, he's learning. He's going to be better. And I mean, the potential's there, and I do believe he will be one of the 10 best corners in the league when it's all said and done pretty soon. We finish this video. We got 5 more players left. Let's just take a break real quick to just announce happy retirement to Steven Nelson. the longtime corner. For the highlights, his Chiefs tenure was kind of the one that had the most highlights for there. We're not celebrating a guy that was, one of the best at his position at the time, nor was there an impact or any type of Hall of Fame in there, but he was just pretty productive for the years that he was a football player in the NFL, and definitely wish him the best of luck for him for his future endeavors. I mean, overall though, he's been 9 years that he played. He had 456 tackles, 11 tackles for loss. He had a sack, four fumble recoveries, two forced fumbles, and 13 interceptions. No Pro Bowl, no All Pros, no huge accolades. But like I said, he did play for a number of years, and we always do talk about the guys that are retiring from the league. So congratulations to Steven Nelson, and there are bigger and better things that he will be able to do now. So congrats to him and a good retirement for him. We got Xavier Howard. Um, Last year was an honorable mention. This year is a free agent. Yeah, he got released due to money saving for Miami. They needed money, definitely saving by releasing him because of his age and aging. Even though he is impactful and can impact a different team, I don't know if he'll ever play again because of the lawsuit that he's having right now. Um, Apparently, he's being sued for recording having intimate relationships with apparently a mom of some sort in the Miami area. Um, didn't have her permission to record her while they were doing intimate things, and then he sent that video to her son apparently. So he's definitely not going to play football probably ever again. Just due to that image and the public image that the NFL is trying to not create with that. But Xavier Howard, 31 years old, 6 years in the league. Um, Again, a free agent. He played 13 games, had 45 tackles, an interception, and 12 pass deflections. When he was healthy, he was great. I think he's definitely diminished through the years. And like I said, with that lawsuit and that whole court thing that's going on, uh, I don't know if any team will want to pick up a player with a lot of drama behind him, and especially when it comes to kind of that kind of subject, it's pretty sore. So overall, though, he's good for now. Definitely relevant enough to talk about, but we'll see in the future. Legarius Sneed last year was number 10. This year he's an honorable mention. Nothing about him. Am I saying that he's just worse or he's not, he's downgraded or whatnot? It's not that. Just corners are corners, and 3 years through seasons, there's just some corners that step up and they deserve that recognition for it. Well, Jerry Sneak can definitely go back to top 10 and go back and being impactful, and he still is. He's still a remarkable football player for sure. I do believe that the impact that he made in Kansas City is huge, and I do believe that they have a lot of key pieces there that won him a Super Bowl. Where Jerry Sneed is just one of those pieces that helped them get back to back. So he does deserve the credit that he's due. Um, that I know Kansas City would open their arms when they see him again, and I don't see them ever no booing, or I don't see any hard feelings just because he's part of a two-time Super Bowl champion team. So overall, though, Legarius Sneed, tough as nails, great tackling machine. And yeah, I mean, now he's on to bigger and better things. He signed a great contract, and you're looking at Legarius Sneed, 27 years old, 4 years in the league. He signed a 4 year, $76.4 million deal with the Titans. I think that's huge for their upgrade for their defensive backs, their defense as well. So I think he will do great, great things out here in Tennessee. You're looking at 16 games played, 78 tackles, one fumble recovery, two interceptions, 14 pass deflections, and 4.5 stuffs. They're also they played Miami, Buffalo, Baltimore, and the Niners in the Super Bowl. He had 17 tackles, one forced fumble, and three pass deflections. A great year. Definitely snubbed of some things, but overall, uh, definitely a guy that you want to watch on a day-to-day basis. Definitely was going up against some of the best receivers in the game and really shut him down. So overall, definitely a great signing for Tennessee. I think it's kind of a huge loss for Kansas City, regardless of where they're at. So I do believe they will be missing a Darius Sneed on the team. Next, we got a guy that wasn't ranked last year, but he's honorable mention, Trent McDuffie. I think he's going to be a top five corner in the league starting next year. It's hard not to put him on this year, especially with what he did, which was everything. But I just want to see more of it. I do want to see another great season from him before I were to, excuse me, before I were to put him on the countdown. But he balled out last year, huge, huge. Um, it's a huge thing for encouragement for Kansas City, especially losing a guy like Snead, knowing that you do have a corner one and Trent McDuffie out there that will be fine. I mean, without Snead, he'll be fine. He'll be the new number one, and he's gonna ball out. And yeah, I mean, this is a really good thing for him. Bad for the rest of the league if they're not Chiefs fans, you know. But Trent McDuffie, 23 years old, 2 years in the league. He's got 2 years, $4.58 million left on his rookie deal. Played 16 games, 80 tackles, 3 sacks, 5 forced fumbles, 7 pass collections, and 1.5 stuffs against Miami, Buffalo, Baltimore, and San Fran. He had 12 tackles, 1 fumble recovery, 7 pass collections, and 1 stuff. Got himself first team All Pro. So overall, great year for him. Definitely well deserved. Yeah, I just want to see more of him, and I'm excited to see what he does. I do believe he is a top 10 corner, very, very close to being one. Just has needs to do another great year, and he'll be there. Guy that broke out, it's Brandon Stevens. Last year not ranked. This year, like I said, became a very vital piece to a really good Ravens defense. And it's a good news for them just because Marlon Humphrey does get injured a lot. And they need another guy that they can rely on. Brandon Stevens is that guy, definitely. He's got a lot of talent to him. Very young and definitely can excel and continue to excel for this team. Um, yeah, on every game of Sunday, honestly. He's 26 years old, 3 years in the league, 1 year, $3.32 million left on his rookie deal. Had 16 games that he played, 74 tackles, 2 interceptions, 11 pass deflections, and 1 stuff. Against Houston and Kansas City, he had 12 tackles. Yeah, he's all over the field. Definitely a guy that is underrated as a cover corner. Um, but yeah, man, I mean, fast and elusive and very athletic. Honestly, just exactly what Baltimore needs. They need to always have, a pretty good defense. And Brandon Stevens having him there, I think that's fits the bill for him. He plays like a Raven, plays tough, angry. Definitely excited to see what he does this year. Last on honorable mentions, man, Joey Porter Jr. This past year he was a rookie. Um, his dad played for Pittsburgh, won a Super Bowl with Pittsburgh, huge leader for Pittsburgh. So it's pretty it's oddly satisfying, um, for the franchise, and I feel like for his dad, for him as well, getting drafted that your dad played for, and honestly, he played pretty great for a rookie, man. Definitely showed something that Pittsburgh has been wanting and needing for a long time, and that's a corner that can actually play the corner position. Joey Porter Jr. does an exceptional job. Um, Covering. He's a ball hawk. Um, Definitely can snatch those, man. Definitely can have a lot higher interceptions in a season. He kind of just needs to still learn the game, still learn the league. It's a process, man. It is a process. But Joey Porter Jr. is not afraid to be physical, and that's what a Steeler is. It's being physical. It's going out there and giving it everything you do to win a game. If you're bleeding, broken, it don't matter. You go out there, you still play with your heart, and you do everything you can to make sure that no one ever is coming back to Pittsburgh or leaving Pittsburgh without bruises and without a real bad day. So, Joey Porter Jr., though, fantastic player, 23 years old, 1 year in the league, 3 years, $4.86 million left on his rookie deal. 17 games played, 43 tackles, 1 interception, 10 pass deflections, 1 stuff. Against Buffalo, 2 tackles. He was fifth in Defensive Rookie of the Year voting. Definitely a guy that could be a top 10 corner in the league. But again, we'll see how it goes. Overall, I do like how he plays, and obviously, I don't want to see the Steelers get better because I'm a Ravens fan, but they are, and that's scary. And Joey Porter Jr. is just going to get even better through that time.